So, as somebody that grew up on government assistance and food stamps, I'm not mad at Trump at all for cutting some of the government benefits that they're giving out because, y'all, let's not act as if people aren't abusing this. Let's not act as if we ain't got an epidemic of people who just don't want to go to work because they expect the government to take care of them. I saw two people on TikTok the other day arguing, and it was a man and a woman, and the man wanted to go to work. The woman was mad at him, yelling at him, would not let him go to work because of the fact if they found out about his income, she would lose her government-funded housing and she would lose her benefits. And she would not let the man go to work because she didn't want to lose that. And I think that's an issue in America, bro. Like, there's a lot of people that do that. Y'all, if Trump is opening up more jobs, then you should want to get up and go work and not have to depend on the government.
And see, this is the type of mindset that we need in this country. Right? We need to get back to that. Right? We need to get back to a mindset where we had pride and dignity in doing the work. Right? Because right now we're living in a society where people are feeling entitled to certain things. Right? They think that, other people should go out there, bust their butt, work 80 plus hours a week or whatever, and they should be allowed to just sit down, do nothing, watch TV, and have people feed them and take care of them, right? And that's a mentality that we don't need because that's an unsustainable model, right? You can't have that because what if all the other people that are working hard start to get to a point where they say, you know what, I don't want to have to work so hard. All right, I want to be able to just stay home, watch TV, and do nothing, and have other people make sure they're providing for me. Then the whole thing would collapse, and this is something that we can't do. And the thing is, a lot of people are saying, we're tired of this, that we need to get rid of this. And you see Trump with his policies where we're going to have make people, if you're going to get these benefits, you're going to have to work, 80 hours a month or whatever, whatnot. And they're mad, right? These people are mad. They're angry. Like, what? How dare you say that I have to work in order to receive these benefits? Okay. And then, they have people like me and others that are saying, yeah, we agree with this. And then you have, people on the left saying that we're evil, we're bad, that we want people to die. Like, no, that's not what we need to do. We understand that you can't just have people being unproductive members of society. Of course, if there are people that need these benefits that are maybe that aren't able-bodied, they're disabled, then of course we want to make sure those people are taken care of. But we can't get to a point where people that are able to work are not working. They're just sitting there receiving benefits. These things cost money. All right, things are just not, there's nothing in this world that is free. Okay. And no, we don't want people to die. Okay. But we understand that, hey, in order for you to survive, you need to work. Right. The world has always been like that. Right. You wanted food. You had to go out there and hunt. Right. You wanted a roof over your head. You had to go build shelter. Right. You had to do things in order to get the things that you need. So therefore you can survive. Luckily for us, we live in a more civilized society where, we can get things done for us. But however, we still need to work. We need to make money and pay people that's going to build our homes, that's going to bring food to the grocery stores, that's going to farm. We need to make money. Right? And in order for that, we have to work. You can't be this person that's just not going to produce in society and think you deserve all these benefits. That's just not how things work. That's not how a functioning society works. Everybody needs to produce. Everybody needs to do their part to make sure we have a functioning society. But we got too many people now that just feel that they deserve these things and that they're entitled to these benefits. And then they get mad at you when you say, all right, enough is enough. You're going to have to work for these benefits. Like, think about that mindset. Where he just talked about how a man wanted to go out and work and his woman was like, yo, no, don't go work. Because if you go work and make money, they're going to take away our benefits. Think about that mindset. All that's doing is keeping people impoverished. Right? We understand how welfare, when you create this dependent society where, just let the government do it. Let the government pay for it. Let's think about it. It's not the government that's doing it. The government doesn't make any money. The government is broke. They don't have any money. They take money from the people. Hardworking people that work every day because they understand they have to produce for the things that they want, right? To make sure they got a roof overhead, they got food in their belly, and they got to make sure they're taking care of their family, right? But you got a lot of people that feel so entitled that, hey, you need to work. All of you need to work to make sure I get the things I need. And that's just, no, people are tired of it and we're done. That's just not going to work. You want the things that you need and you got two legs working, you got your arms work, your eyes work, get to work. And that's all people are asking for. Produce, contribute to society. Be a contributing member. Don't just be some lazy bum that's not doing anything. All right? Have some dignity. Have some pride. Okay? So let's continue. Let's continue.
The government assistance is a stepping stone to help you get to a point to where you can get back on your feet and do for yourself and take care of yourself. That's what it's about. It's not about, oh, well, just sit back and let people who go out and work take care of me so I can live an easy life because I need to live an easy life for whatever reason, bruh. All of us have to get up and work. White people, black people, Mexicans, everybody got to get up and work. Nobody is owed anything by the government. Nobody is owed anything by America. Nobody deserves no handouts, bro. I don't want no handouts. So, and Trump didn't cut the government benefits out. Like, y'all are making it seem like he just got rid of it. He just made stricter eligibility requirements. So one of them is you got to work at least 80 hours a month, not a week, a month. That is 20 hours a week, 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday. Bro, if you can't do that, and you expect people who go out and work 50, 60, 80 hours a week to use their tax dollars to take care of you, then you the issue, bro. And you are the main ones that Trump is targeting to get off of this and get up off of your ass and go do something for yourself. So I'm not mad at it at all, bro. He opening up more jobs, so y'all not have no issue, and y'all can get up and go get off y'all behind and do so. As somebody,
I mean, that's exactly right, and it's so crazy when you're looking in this, you know, in the social media space, and you hear the people that are crying and angry about, you know, what's going on, especially with the bill passing, that they're mad at Trump for, you know, so-called taking away their welfare. It's like, and first of all, he's not taking it away. He's obviously removing fraud and waste, and he's also making sure that, hey, if you're an able-bodied individual, you're gonna have to work for this. But it just amazes me that the amount of people that are so angry that they're like, how could you people on the right, how could you support this? Like, do you want people to die? You want people to not be able to feed themselves? No, that's not what we want. We understand that there are people out there that are abusing the system. Okay, it's not that we don't want people to make sure they have a safety net, so that, hey, if someone loses their job or maybe they're disabled, that they have some type of support system to make sure that they can continue to function in life and continue to get the things that they need until they are able to get back on their feet, right? In an honest society, this would work perfectly well, right? This would be no issue. People would not mind, you know, paying some tax dollars for that, right? They'd be like, all right, as long as you're, you know, because we know things happen. People lose their jobs, you know, tragedies happen. Having something to make sure people can get back on their feet is okay. People are totally fine with that. However, when you have people abusing the system, it's going to piss people off, especially hardworking people, knowing that things are already expensive, right? It's hard to afford a lot of things. And the fact that they know their tax dollars are being taken away for people that are abusing the system is going to piss people off. Okay, and that's the thing. Don't get mad at the people that want this taken away. Get mad at the people that are abusing the system, that are taking advantage of the system. You got people out here, you know, having multiple children just so they can get more benefits. How is that something? How is that a healthy thing? How is that a healthy mindset? I'm not gonna have children because you don't want to have a family. I want to raise them. I want to, you know, raise kids. I'm going to have kids just so I can game the system and I can get more benefits, so I don't have to do anything, so I can get my housing taken care of, I get food, and I get free healthcare. This is not something that we need more of, right? Because this is harmful to the kids, because now you're putting the children in a situation where they're impoverished and they're not getting the things that they need in order to be a functioning adult, because they're going to grow up and do the same thing. Right? And you got a lot of people doing this where they're just having kids just so they can get benefits, and they make sure to remove the man out the house. All right, so he's not working, making no money. Okay, and so they can just receive these benefits. This is abuse of the system, and people, when they see this, when they hear things like this happening, they say, you know what? No, cut it out, cut it off. And then then we look like the bad guy because we don't want abuse from the system, which is what a lot of people are doing. So look at. We got to clean this up. We have to get back to a society where people have more pride in what we're doing when it comes to the work. And I understand some people have this idea that, you know, people are not paying enough. Well, you know, Trump is trying to fix that up, right? Obviously, getting a lot of illegal immigrants out, which are depressing wages. So hopefully you remove these people out, and then wages come up gradually or more organically, and people can have more jobs available to them to go and work. And this is what we need. All right. So those are my thoughts. Interested to hear your thoughts. Make sure you leave a comment down below, hit the like button, share. And if you haven't done so, make sure to subscribe. So guys, take care. Have a good one. Later.